Right. I'm making this one because there's at least one point I wanted to make. So shall I make it now before I forget? Okay, then let's carry on. So it was one of the great many conversations I had on Friday about mental health. And it was with this lad. And he's come out with this whole list. I've got this, I've got that, I've got this. And I think he was sort of presenting as the mental health patient that I think everyone thinks I am. Because he was saying them like that. Got this, got that, and I've got that. And it does make it look like a fucking excuse. But what I did was I thought, with all of this stay in your own lane shit and stuff, I quite often get guilted. Do you know what I mean? If someone's going through something like that, I get kind of guilted into a conversation with them and think, fucking hell, Mikey, this is what you want. You want understanding. But then find myself dragged into something just negative. And that's what I was feeling off this guy. And I just went, mate, that sucks. What are you doing about it? And he just went, what? Because that's my point. You know, these videos are fucking me doing something about it. Me fucking putting my hands up and saying I fucking need help here, here, and here is me doing something about it. Me getting a label slapped on me is me doing something about it. So I'm going to quote the same psychiatric nurse that said it's real to them, also said the quote, I will work as hard as you will. Think that in your head anytime you're talking to someone. I was like, yeah. Because in the field that I was working in, you can bend over backwards and exhaust yourself with people who are actually ambivalent. Ambivalent is I want to, but I don't want to, basically. So it's a way of weeding out, of identifying, of discriminating those who are engaging with the process. And I'm more and more of, you know, some people can't engage with the process, but they're trying. I think it's about trying. And that lad's answer to my question is, there's nothing you can do. And I didn't walk away at that point, but I just thought, okay, fine, that's your world. That's your world, mate. There's nothing you can do. Because it also made me think of the point I was going to make. I made a point about Field Trip in another video, but I was running out of time. But the other thing that happened at Field Trip was I was starting to get a lot more honest with people about how much of a twat I could be. Because I'd had a lot of experiences of being kind of, you know, everything handed back to me all the time, and you do this and you do that. So I started sort of basically declaring a foul on myself in a sort of jokey way with people, and I got a lot more acceptance around it, and people were, you know, like my lateness is often fucking hilariousized, but to me it's actually fucking traumatic. Sometimes when I arrive somewhere late, it is because I have had 6 hours of absolute fucking frustration and fury, and I'm way up there, and I arrive at a place more like just fucking thank fuck that's over, rather than I'm happy to be here. Because I'm kind of not happy to be there in the sense that, like, for fuck's sake, all that is fucking taking me. And I'm like, it's really difficult to be in a good mood when I arrive. Shit like that. Loads and loads of things which are really fucking like, for fuck's sake, Mikey, those sorts of things. But I got a lot more acceptance around it because I was a lot more honest about it and upfront about it. But I wasn't saying it in a way that you've got to do this because. It was more about, you know, me just fucking stepping into myself. If people said you're fucking sound, I'm like, yeah, I've got a really short shelf life though. I'm popular for a month sometimes. And just things like, it was like not, I was trying to find that balance as well of not like the person who's really self-conscious about something about themselves, so they're always making jokes about it. It was more like, and I don't care, the kind of a fucking attitude. but sort of saying, you know, being honest with people, it led to, I don't know if it exactly led to, but a phrase I use is stop expecting normal from me. But it's, you know, I remember looking after a lad with Asperger's. Well, everyone said he was autistic instead. It was all that. But you could clearly see this guy had a different world to us. And I remember at one point, he jumped up and started singing. And he was terrible, but he was loving it. And it was just nice. It was just totally out of context. And I remember remarking on, see, just because people know what he's like, he's so much easier to handle. And it was also that I looked across at one of the women who also looked after him, and it was the smile on her face. And I just thought, fucking hell, I know that smile. I know that smile. That's the way people smile at me sometimes. But it is. I just recognised that smile as I looked across the room. It made me think of quite a few people who had smiled at me that way when I was just being me. But yeah, stop expecting normal from me. But you know, they're all kind of dancing around the same point of like, just fucking love and accept who you are, be who you are. But recognise, you know, I've made the point about society won't let me be objective about myself. You know, so when I joke and say I'm a pain in the ass, mate, I fucking am. I fucking am. Everyone who's been mates with me at one point has gone, Mikey, that's how I get people. That's what I do to people. I just can't deal with you right now. Please, just be quiet. That's what I get. Time and 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 time again. So then just for recognising that and saying it's a thing that happens, oh no, don't be so hard on yourself. Stop it. Like, well, it's not really happening, Michael. You're not annoying, even though everyone's telling you you're annoying. You're not annoying. This isn't happening. Get a grip of yourself. You're going mad. Fucking am. You would too. You would too. It's something that happens all the time and you just describe. People say, no, you're not annoying. I fucking am. Just let me be annoying, for fuck's sake, you wanker. But yeah, the other thing is do something though. Do something, because people, it's about meeting people halfway. I don't want this to come across as it's all society's fault. It's no one's fault. But things do need to change, and I think my responsibility is definitely recognising it. I'm just saying, society, please let me recognise it, please. And stop telling me that, it's not a personality. No, it is. It does cause problems. These are those, and this is what I'm doing. That's how I have to be, because regardless of what anyone thinks, it happens. I experience it, regardless of people telling me it's all in my mind, whatever. It happens. It happens. Even if I change my attitude, it happens. It's just always happening, regardless of everyone's opinion about it. I'm always getting told that it's only happening because of opinions. And it's not, it's the other way round. For me, it's fucking happening. It's just happening. Fact. So that is what I have got to go, swallow, slip it on like a nice little jacket and zip it up and wiggle my ass as I walk down the street. Right? It is what it fucking is, and do something fucking about it then. Because this little lad, I mean, he fucking... I just looked at him and said, mate, you're actually doing my fucking head in. I can't fucking talk to you, dude. I need to dance and shit. It's a fucking... He was talking to me about being in the fucking crypts. He was about 7 stone. You could put a wig and makeup on him and he'd look like a little girl. And he was telling me that he was in the fucking crypts. I was just... But I didn't carry the rag. And I was just like, dude, you're doing my nutting. I've got to go. I'm sorry. I've got to go. But I would have been a lot more compassionate with him if he'd have told me what he does about his issues. And I think that's for anyone who's in my position. We need to do that too. Just don't. Just they are what they are, and try, because I think that's going to be anyway my way of trying to integrate into society, because we do all have to, despite what fucking everyone spurts out all the time. We do need human interaction. Yes, you're right. don't live your life according to what others think and all that sort of stuff. But you can't apply anything blanket wide. And everyone needs human interaction that is successful, that is secure, that makes them feel safe and supported, understood, and gives them a sense of belonging, because a sense of belonging is part of the ego. And I'm not talking about an egomaniac. I'm talking about the sense of I am. And if you lose that, like the dude said to me, I was losing my ego, meaning my system was crashing and denying itself. That's the kind of destruction of the ego I'm talking about. Part of that is knowing who you are and having that identity. And it gets threatened when you feel outcast. So I'm going to be an integrated outcast. That's what I'm going to be. I like that. I'm an integrated outcast. But I will always be doing something, and I will always be trying something, and I will always be saying yes to all the therapies, and I will be fucking vlogging the shit out of them, and I will be doing what I can with them. Because if I want to say I need you to understand me and help me, I need to start showing you what I'm fucking doing, not just saying I've got this wrong with me and handing it over to you guys. Because let's face it, you're not psychiatrists or counsellors, and a great many of you seem to fucking think you are. And I've just forgotten the other point that I was going to put in. No, I've just remembered it. I haven't just forgotten it. I forgot it during the video. I've just remembered it. So I'll have to make another one in a bit, because that's a really fucking important one. But I will wrap this up here, because, yeah, 11:44, lovely.